backyard barbecues and reunions in the park. I said I missed her skin when she started laughing while I clenched down on her wrist. She said that's quite a list, but there's one thing you missed. You missed my heart. You missed my heart. That's quite a list, but what you really missed. You missed my heart. You missed my heart. That's quite a list, but what you really missed.
Wow.
Running through the parking lot, running through the fields, policemen on my back, something hit my skull and cracked. They dragged me off to jail, said $1 million bill where I tried to tie a noose, but I failed and I broke
God, I
loose.
forgot. I got better speakers. Hello, mate. Bro, I can't even see the chat, bro. Wait, bro. I be forgetting chat's a thing, bro. Like, sometimes it's annoying people chatting, bro. Like, how you gonna tell me I have a chat rate of 1, bro, and there ain't no chatters, bro? But it's chill, bro. It's chill, bro. It's chill, bro. Low-key, I don't like people being in my stream, bro. It'd be annoying. Like on the low. Like on the low.
You're a good soldier, choosing your battle. Pick yourself up and dust yourself off and back in the
My nails always like different sizes. I gotta like cut them all the same size.
You know it's serious, we're getting closer, this isn't over. The pressure's on, you feel it, but you got it all, believe it. When you forget up,
And if you forget up,
Tamina, sangalewa, 'cause this is Africa. Tamina,
waka waka,
Tamina, sangalewa, this time for Africa. Listen to your dad, this is our motto. Your time to shine, don't wait in line, y vamos por todo. People are raising their expectations. Go on and feed them, this is your moment, no hesitation. Today's your day, I feel it. You pave the way, believe it. If you get down, get up, oh, when you get down, get up, Tamina, shangalewa, this time for Africa. Tamina,
waka waka.
Tamina, sangalewa, anawa, Tamina, waka waka, Tamina, sangalewa, this time for Africa.
Biggie bam bam, east to biggie bam bam, east to west. I don't know if my nails like they look chill on camera. Okay, it's not bad, bro. It's like year 1. This ain't even been a year yet, bro. It's like my couple months without biting my nails. Kind of crazy. long has it been without biting my nails too?
This time for Africa. This time for Africa. We're
Oh, Africa.
We're all Africa.
That's my heart that you were breaking. Forgetting to think out loud. I be like thinking in my head, like I be like streaming, like I'm gonna ponder, I'm gonna talk to myself, I'm gonna share some thoughts, and then I just like, you know what I mean, bro? Gotta turn the music down. Look, I should try to like get the mic. This ugly ass song, bro. Let me see if I can do it. Let me see right now. Like low key, bro. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. I can tell if it's going red because of the music that's playing or not, bro. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Oh! Alright, it's just chill, bro. We're not even gonna know. We're just gonna have to test it out and see. Let's check it out, Mike. Bop, bop. Hello. I gotta stream Seption this shit real quick, bro. Let's see, bro. Bop, bop, bop. Bro, stream delay as fuck, cause bop bop bop. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Pop, pop, pop. Alright, I think I'll get the gist now. So wait, I gotta see how it sounds.
That you were breaking.
Damn, bro, that's mid, bro. So I'm not louder than the music. So how are we gonna fix that? Cause like the mic is doing like some weird thing on my thing anyway. Should I cut out the low end? Nah. Do this? Nah. But like, how am I gonna be able to play music and talk in the mic, bro? I think it's using both. I think that's why.
Yeah. Oh, I see you, now I'm on your wife. Oh, I see you, now I'm on your wife. Yeah. We gon' make a young boy do that. We gon' make a young boy do that. Yeah. Coming through my bro, hello cash. Coming through my bro, hello racks. Yeah. Young boy fell in love with the stacks. Young boy fell in love with the stacks.
We're just gonna go back to the regular. Texas, everything bigger in Texas. Watch out, come and check this. Watch out, come and check this. Sure, I'm like, it's so delirious. Niggas talking shit, they on delirious. Niggas talking shit, it's ambiguous. And I gotta make the Sneeko type vid, bro. I gotta get in the bag.
The purpose of an artist is to work back their narcissism. First, identifying the arrogance that comes with your God-given free will, and then dedicating your life to getting rid of it. It's the uniquely human experience of finding the balance of selfless narcissism.
Two question, what up?
What would you say if you could take anything back
from how you got here and all the decisions you had to make, one mistake you made, what would you go back and change?
It's a great question. I don't like to think of regret. I don't regret anything because I don't think it's part of your journey. It's all supposed to happen. And even the mistakes you made, I think they build you into a better person. Like when you get hit, when you're fighting, you learn to cover up and you learn to not get hit in that way again.
Yeah. So what would you say to yourself at 19?
That's how old you are? You're 19. I would say delay all gratification. Today I didn't want to film a video. I just finished a good stream with Digital Nas. If I'm going to be real, I wanted to hit up a girl and just chill in the crib and do nothing. But I should go to the gym. I should make a video. And then afterwards, I'm going to feel more gratification. Like, yeah, you'll get dopamine with the girl, you know, you can do your thing. But when you finish your work, that's the best feeling ever. So do what you hate doing in that moment, and later on, it's going to pay off, always.
Nitrous don't help me, it just put me in a trance. I'm talking about euphoria.
I gotta lock in. I better take that. I better take that shit. That's
I need you by my
too.
side. As long as you don't leave me, then I'll probably be alright. In that one time that you left me, I didn't get no sleep that night. In that one time that you left me, I took 10 bursts to get high. 10 bursts to get high. That I don't die.
Yo, that shit's so fire, bro. That's it.
You in the sky. 2 bites to the ground. Don't leave, just stay there. Let's go on a vacay. Leave the world behind. Leave the world behind.
Bro,
Leave the world behind.
Bro, 2 days,
Nitrous
bro.
don't help me, it just put me in a trance. I'm talking about euphoria, I'm not talking about a man. Told her don't leave me, 'cause I need you by my side. As long as you don't leave me, then I'll probably be alright.
that 10 bucks to get high is so fire, bro. 10 bucks to get high.
I think every successful person, maybe everyone really, there's a narcissist in everybody. And I think successful people have identified their narcissism, and they're successful because they figured out how to use it to give back.
For sure.
At least the ones that are doing something good.
Yeah.
Even the ones that are doing something bad, they're successful because they've shared with the world whatever arrogance they have with their God-given free will. I don't think that a lot of people look at them online and think that they're these huge characters and they're huge personalities, and really we're a lot more similar than we think.
I was just curious because, you know, but you seem like a chill guy, man.
Like genuinely,
Okay.
because I'm Jewish.
Oh, gosh. Yo,
Do you hate Jewish people?
I love Jews.
Are you serious?
Oh, catching flack, huh? No, I mean, not really. Okay. I've met real Jews all the time. What's your name? Mendy. Shalom. How are you, bro? Of course, I've met a lot of Hasidic Jews. I grew up with Jews, and I'm part Jewish myself.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
About what?
About being part Jewish?
It's great, man. It makes sense because I've always identified a little bit with Jews, and I did Fiddler on the Roof when I was younger.
Okay.
Yeah, the play. I was Tevye. No, not Tevye. Mordecai. So you want to step over here, if you have a second to talk? But yeah, what are your preconceived notions about what I believe?
I think you're a little confused. I think the whole world's a little confused right now. They're not sure what to
Okay.
make of things.
Well, what makes you think I'm confused?
Well, you've been on a journey. I don't follow you closely, but
That's
you've
true.
been on a journey, and I think anyone who isn't raised with a very strong tradition, at some point needs to look for answers. And the Jews play a significant role in the world.
Yeah, they
And
do.
they're a small number, and it's a little confusing.
Mhm.
So, and there's very large religions that base their whole narrative on the Jewish people.
Right.
So if you're going to make sense of that, you have to kind of put the pieces together. And
Yeah,
follow
Islam would
things.
not exist without Judaism. We believe the Torah was the first revelation of God. We're both monotheistic, and there's a lot that we have in common, for sure. So what would you think the world should fix with their confusion?
Well, they have to understand the premise of Judaism is that God communicates with man. And you have to understand what a prophet is, and then you can understand what the Word of God is, and then you can understand all the narratives, all the rituals that Jews do, everything that a person hears about the Jewish people, they see in the Jewish people, are based on those primary concepts. And if you have a childish understanding, I don't want to demean anyone, but if you haven't,
Let me put this down. This is getting heavy.
sure. If you haven't been educated on what that actually means, like,
Yeah.
what does it mean that someone's a prophet? What does it mean that somebody?
A messenger of God.
Yeah, but how does a person become a prophet? How do you know that someone's a prophet or not a prophet?
Well, I mean-
why would the Jews reject one person and accept another person?
That's a good question. Why did I mean, people say the Jews rejected Jesus, correct?
Right, sure, but why?
Because from what I understand, it's the Jews expected the Messiah to be extravagant and to have wealth, and Jesus appeared as somebody who was humble and was wearing little clothing and wasn't wealthy.
Right, but that's not what the prophecy was. The prophecy was never that it would be a wealthy person.
What's the prophecy?
That there would be a humble man riding on a donkey, and he would... All the things that the Christians kind of say about the Jewish Messiah there's a semblance of truth there. The early Christians were Jews.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that's why they rejected him.
Why do you think they rejected him?
A prophet, first of all, they could have potentially accepted him as a prophet, maybe not the Messiah, but as soon as he started messing with Jewish law, that's when they understood that he didn't necessarily go through the full journey yet. He may have had some sort of mystical experience, but unless a person really toils and studies, only then do they fully understand the purpose of the law and all of that.
You've studied?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Are you pursuing to become a rabbi?
Whatever that means. I'm not an official rabbi or anything.
So can I ask you, how much of the Talmud should we take seriously, and how much of that is true, the stuff that we see online? I've read, I don't know if it's true, that they say that Jesus is in hell, and that's what it says in the Talmud. Is that true?
Yeah, sure. But you have to understand what these things mean.
Is that true?
This is the challenge. This is the challenge in general with religion, and this is what's unique about Judaism. Judaism is filled with metaphor. All religion really is, but Judaism is very rich with metaphor, and it's part of the ancient way that the prophets would communicate. It's what Moses taught the people.
Yeah.
So even him going up to Mount Sinai, right, is an allegory. It actually happened in real life, but it's an allegory for a person that raises their level of consciousness. You're climbing your own personal Mount Sinai in your mind.
Messages to take from the stories.
It's not just that. Have you ever done psychedelic drugs?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Wouldn't recommend that, sir.
Yeah, neither would I.
I would.
And I'm not equating that with prophecy or the types of experiences that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But you understand that there are altered states that a person can enter, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay, so just as a person can enter altered state with psychedelics, there's many higher versions of that.
Through fasting,
through prayer, and not everyone's able to reach the same level. You have a certain level of intelligence. You meet many people that don't have the same level of intelligence as you.
Absolutely.
And you try to explain things to them. There are certain things that they'll never be able to get that you just get.
Okay.
So part of the Mosaic concept is that he was the greatest prophet that ever lived, which means that he was the smartest.
Jesus.
Moses.
Okay.
In our tradition, right? He's the smartest man. He's the most pious man. He went through the desert all those years. He grew up in royalty. He's accumulated all of the knowledge that there is, and now he's trying to give it to a nation. So if you're trying to teach people, and you have a variety of people that you're trying to educate, you have to find a way to break things down to the smallest common denominator. That's what it means to take the Torah, the Word of God, from the top of the mountain, the highest level of potential understanding,
and explain it to the masses.
Yeah, you have to bring it down the mountain.
Yeah.
So all the rituals in Judaism, all the things that you see Orthodox Jews do, or that non-Orthodox Jews don't fully understand because they were never educated on, all of that are very abstract, lofty things that are trying to be brought down to the masses. Okay. And the beauty there is because the Jewish people are one nation, when everyone's doing the same ritual, regardless of your level of intellect, your level of piety, your level of worship, your level of revelation or education, you can all participate in the same ritual together.
Well, how unified is it? Because I see some do the chickens that they kill in the street.
Sure.
And some Jews are pro-Israel. Some of the Hasidic Jews, I see a Palestine protest, they say they're excommunicated.
Sure.
It doesn't seem like there's one nation.
Okay, I think everyone has their issues. I'm saying in theory that the concept of the religion is that you take lofty things and you bring it down.
Yeah.
So the challenge, whenever someone comes to the Jewish people and tries to introduce something new, they have to understand that whole system. I mean, Jesus clearly, I don't really like to talk about Christianity, it's not my faith, but when you read his dialogue, he clearly is alluding to some of these concepts. Whether it's the bread, or there's a lot of things. And the truth is, in Judaism itself, for the last 1,000 years, a lot of the things that Christians understand, Jews also understand. Like we just celebrated Passover, that's about getting rid of leavened bread. Jesus says the same thing. He says, don't eat the bread of the rabbis. Eat my, so they're playing the same play.
So do you believe that he's in hell?
He's a what?
Do you believe he's in hell?
So this is my point. When the rabbis talk, they're very, very, very wise men that spend their entire life
dedicating to Scripture.
Yes. So they're trying to take very lofty things and bring it down. Now, the Talmud is their kind of like the boys' club. It's them between themselves.
Okay.
And it's not really designed.
So it's not meant for us to read.
You can read it,
Right.
but it's sort of like a gated community.
It's a secret language.
Yes.
Okay. A gated community. Like,
Yeah.
Like Williamsburg.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for you to walk into one of their things, listen to a lecture, and think you're going to understand, you're not going to understand. Now, if you assume they're bad people,
But I'm not. That's why I'm asking you.
Right?
because-
No. I'm saying if somebody were to assume that they're bad people, they might hear things and go, "Oh, these people are terrible." If they assume that they're wise and noble people, then they might have a more, they might take the time to understand what's being
So
said.
you're saying people should automatically assume that it's wise and noble people?
I'm just saying that based on your preconceived ideas of someone, if you hear something that's said privately, you might have a different response. So let's say, for example, them saying that Jesus is in hell. If the way I understand it is that there was a Jewish man who, if the story is accurate, he loved God with all his heart, and he wanted to bring the redemption, and the Jews were clearly going through a hard time, and were about to enter something terrible. And he gave himself over to that. Now, what happened in history was that he became a mascot for another religion, which even if the sages of that religion believe in one God, and believe that there's nothing but God, and that the Son of God is a metaphor, the masses took it literally. The masses believe in the Trinity as basically idol worship, as the Muslims call out,
Yeah.
right? So now, our idea of hell is that your soul is eternal, my soul is eternal. If
Yeah,
you
it's
do
funny because you
damage
don't really
in-
believe in hell, but
What the
the
fuck is
Talmud
going on
says
with
Jesus is
that
burning in
shit?
hell. It's kind of a.
You have to understand. So that's my point. Is that every one of these things requires a lot of study. What it
Okay.
actually means. If his soul is eternal, and if you're responsible for the impact you have in this world, right? Even he says on the mount that you judge a tree by its fruit and all that, right? So if you're judged by the impact that you have on this world, not just your intent, but what you actually do.
How you doing, bro? So,
So then him being in hell can mean when there were millions
nice to
of
meet you.
Jews.
If you want to, how you doing? Yeah, quickly. Please keep talking.
Sure. When there were millions of Jews killed in the name of him, you can imagine what kind of suffering that causes a soul.
Nice to meet you, bro.
You understand?
So what's your belief about Islam? Because it's monotheistic. We don't worship men.
Sure.
Why do you not believe in the religion of Islam?
Yeah. So everything in Judaism are very lofty ideas that are broken down, and they need to make sense across the board, from the top sages to the masses. Islam did a good job building a religion for the masses, but for someone who studies the depths of the law, like myself, it got rid of all of the traditions. It got rid of basically all the treasure that is the Torah and its laws. It got rid of. Well, for the Jews, there's no Sabbath, no kosher, nothing.
No, we have
It's
halal
just-
food. Halal food is a similar thing as kosher.
I understand, but my point is that there's details in the law that are containing deep abstract truths about the nature of reality. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
If Moses communicated with God himself, and God gave him the secrets of reality, you understand reality? I don't understand reality. You understand reality?
As much as I try to.
Okay, I mean, but it's absurd what's going on in this reality, yeah? So if there was a man who was the greatest prophet that ever lived, much greater than you and I, and God gave him the secrets of reality, you think it was just as simple as, I am God, don't kill, don't steal? I mean, I could come up with that.
So you think Islam is just rules and it doesn't explain more nuances? Well, that's why I'm asking you.
It's hard to give it over because the Maimonides, one of our greatest sages, said about Islam that they were the most brutal oppressors of the Jewish people. He lived under Islamic rule. And
what about the Ottomans? The Ottomans were
no, I
pretty kind
understand
to
that there are exceptions, but this is just his testimony.
And before 1948, you guys were coexisting pretty well in Jerusalem.
I understand. Well, there's different narratives.
You might disagree, okay.
Right. But the point is that this is his testimony, and he was the Sultan's personal doctor. He was doing pretty well objectively, but that was his testimony. What he said about Jesus was that it was a mistake, and that the Messiah will come and he'll correct the mistake. Meaning, fundamentally, they don't necessarily have such a terrible flaw in their beliefs, but the Trinity was idol worship, and the Messiah will come and kind of correct their thinking. What does it mean to be the Son of God? What does it mean to be born of a virgin? What does it mean? All of this stuff that they believe that were taken too literally and turned into paganism, in theory could be explained and corrected, and whatever can't be corrected, as soon as people understand God, they'll let go of it. With Islam, he called him madman, which is a very offensive thing to say about someone's prophet for billions of people. It makes them...
Who was called a madman in Islam?
The Maimonides called Muhammad a madman.
A madman, okay.
Yeah. Now, and that could sound very disrespectful. So but my point, I don't disrespect madmen. I think that madmen are people that are exposed to reality more than the average person.
Right.
Or maybe they've gone through more suffering than the average person, and they don't know how to cope. But they don't necessarily have... What's the difference between a madman and a prophet? somebody who has a high level of intellect,
You know that Muhammad Peace be upon him had a high level of intellect?
high level of intellect and refined characteristics.
Okay.
So, which means that they have to by nature be kind and loving and all of these.
Which he was.
Merciful. It could be, but this was his testimony, okay, so his
Right.
But the main reason why he's not accepted is because in the Jewish tradition, Moses set up a very specific religion, and each law contains secrets of the universe.
But
So
if
to
you
toss
take
it
the
away-
prophet aside, what is there? My camera's about to die, so I have to
That's
ask
fine.
like 2 questions. Take the prophet. What do you disagree about the religion of Islam?
in theory, it's a fine religion for the public. I feel bad that it.
But you're chosen.
What does it mean to be chosen?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Okay, chosen means that we were at Sinai, and God revealed something to us, and that anointed the best of us. And that's why, everything that you see about Jews in the world, if they are pious religious Jews, they're some of the sweetest, most angelic people that you'll ever meet. And the other ones are people that are confused and go off in the world.
I have two. It's almost about to die. I have 2
fine.
questions. Do you believe that there's racial supremacy within Judaism?
That's the wrong construct, because Jews have every single race within them. The Jewish tradition,
I've heard in the Talmud they don't accept black people as part of the Jewish.
Moses married a black woman.
Okay, that's
and,
good.
and there were black rabbis that were in the Talmud themselves.
And last question: do you support what Israel's doing?
Again, the Israeli state is run by secular Jews, and they don't have all the wisdom and the tradition. I think it's a trauma response that the Jewish people are dealing with. I personally believe that it should be a God-run state, but the only way that can happen is once people actually understand what Judaism is. Secular Jews don't feel so embarrassed. I think most secular Jews literally feel embarrassed about being Jews, and they're going through like an identity crisis. And it doesn't help having people attack them on the streets.
Yeah.
Well, so
Doesn't help. My camera's about to
that's
die,
fine.
but it was great to speak to you.
Likewise.
I hope that maybe your conception of me changed. Do you think
I don't have
hate-
any negative conceptions of you.
That's great. And hopefully we could all come together. And the craziness that's in the world right now,
Yeah.
I would like to see that. Well,
I want to say one thing, that God has chosen you for whatever reason. We talk about chosen people. Every person is chosen for a mission. God has definitely chosen you for something. Okay, you have a huge platform. You have some sort of special heart. You're a seeker, and you also have probably demons like all of us that you're fighting.
absolutely.
And I think you need to think hard, like long and deep about
That's all I
what
do.
God. Yeah, well, okay, great.
That's what
Me
I'm
too.
doing on this walk
Welcome to
right
the
now.
club.
Yeah.
I guess I don't want to say it's from the Jewish ancestry, but I can it resonates.
Yeah.
God has chosen you for something, and I hope that you keep seeking, because even though it's not going to maybe make as good viral material as the clickbait stuff, but there's deep introspection that you can do. And even, let's say, the conspiracies about Jews, or maybe you've heard about the Noahidism. You haven't heard. Moses, when he came down the mountain, also had laws for all of humanity. And what that means is that if your battery's going to die, I can't
about
get
to
over
die,
right
yeah.
now. But the idea is that there's lots of truth, and I hope you continue to find it, and maybe you'll play a role in actually bringing the redemption.
I hope so. What's your name?
Mendy, Menachem.
Mendy. Menachem. Great to meet you.
God bless you.
And how do I say goodbye in Hebrew?
Shalom.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
Hope to see you again soon. All right. God bless you, sir.
You got napkins here. Good to this.
I'd be happy to connect you either myself or with someone else.
Yeah, let me take down your number.
That was a fire video. Fire video. I haven't been watching his videos lately. I haven't fully sat down and watched him in a minute. So it's like nice to sound. Yeah. Oh, that shit is cold, bro. Bro. Dude, that shit made me jump, bro. Bro, I don't even want to, that shit. I don't know why I didn't just save it. I feel disrespectful to the save, bro. I'm sorry, man. Sorry about that. Oh. What is this, bro? Alright guys, just like it. Yeah, I was not cooking with this, that's all I gotta say, man. Sometimes you gotta sit back and just be like, am I gonna cook some or what, bro? Am I gonna start something new or am I gonna finish something? Let's see, is it really cool? No. I'll be blind sometimes. Say, get up on my face. Who goes there? I had to go. The fire, the Flintstone got me. You know we got places. What?
No, mama. The pudding.
Pretty good.
That was good. Yeah?
Yeah.
So it was good and everything was good taste to it?
Yeah, the taste is pretty good.
He's on live.
Hmm?
So it's like, I think he's on live.
No way.
That's all. I wasn't sure if I was going to come in and ask you anything.
But no, it was pretty good. It came out good.
Zoe? I'm outside. Zoe? Yeah? You're going to take a shower. Thank you. I love without that ice here. I could do this side. And I'm watching you live. Grandpa. Now I'm the one taking over this live. I'm going something super sweet. I'm not gonna let you guys can hear this bang, guys. He has 38 unread messages, like, what? I love taking over the live. I don't like it. I feel bad for him. I wonder what this does. I don't know, who just has this here. Guys, I'm totally a real YouTuber moment. I'm a YouTuber, chat. Yeah? BRB chat. Okay, chat, I'm back. The cool person's back, chat. Okay, anyway. The cool person's back. Moment. I have nothing to do right now. Yeah, the reason why that's sad. I'm just taking over my brother's life. I'm so silly. I just love taking over my brother's life. I'm the main character here, practically. Wait, I could just expose my brother if I wanted to. Like, I can just expose his messages, I swear. I would if I could. Okay, I'm just taking over chat. I feel like he's good. La 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 la, ooh, mama said that now you're bringing the bell. Okay. Anyway, chat. Today,
Because even though I
I think I can't take this live.
I still felt like it was gonna be